International exhibitors, travelling with your work. You are considered an international exhibitor if you do not live in the UK. Firstly, you should consider whether shipping your work ahead of travelling is the best option for you. We personally think it is, because it can work out cheaper than hiring a UK border agent. Your shipper doubles up as a UK border agent and completes the paperwork for you for free. This is why it can work out cheaper. It also means you don't need to worry about transporting the work. You can just turn up at the fair and leave after the event is finished without worrying about your work. If you think shipping is better for you, read the chapter on shipping work to the fair in the handbook. In order to bring your work by hand to the UK, you must use a UK agent at the border who will submit documentation for you. If you do not do this and you are caught, you will be prosecuted by the British authorities. At present, Parallax is not able to act as your agent directly, but fortunately we have been granted the right by the British Tax Authority to have all import taxes and duty suspended on products entering the UK. In effect, you don't pay tax at the border as you must with other events. However, such a privilege means that you must follow a few rules to ensure that your work arrives without any problems. There are also some rules if you sell work at the fair too. If you are a regular exhibitor, a lot of this documentation can be saved and repeated every time you travel. Importing. You simply need 3 pieces of information. Number 1. Prepare an inventory of all your works, showing their prices and the total price. Your prices must include 20% VAT. Here is an example of an inventory. Number 2. Parallax letter 1 that we give you stating our IORI number, customs procedure code and our temporary admission authorization number. This must be attached to your shipping documentation if you are shipping. It must also be brought with you if you are travelling. Parts of the information must also be on your shipping documentation or given to your agent if you are travelling. Number 3. Commodity codes for your products. Choose the codes that apply to you and enter them into your inventory. You also need to write them on your shipping documentation in the section where you give a description of the contents of your package. This relates to paintings, drawings and pastels executed entirely by hand, collages and similar decorative plaques. This relates to original sculptures and statuary in any material. This relates to original engravings, prints and lithographs. Photography, if it is digitally printed, comes under this category. This relates to articles of jewellery and parts thereof of silver, whether or not plated or clad with other precious metal, excluding antiques over 100 years old. These relate to porcelain or china. These relate to common pottery. And this relates to earthenware or fine pottery. If your work is glassware, textiles, handmade cushions for example, millinery, stationery, sew, artistic sew, or furniture, please contact the office for the correct commodity code. Let's check the 3 things you need then. You need 1. An inventory, 2. Parallax letter 1, 3. Commodity codes. When you have these and the time is close for travelling, you must, number 1. Contact a UK border agent. Tell them you want to import according to the customs procedure code 5300011. That is full temporary admission. Tell them that you have the HMRC authorization number of the recipient, their IORI number and an inventory. You can find a list of UK border agents here. You should not pay more than around £120. Number 2. Your agent will require your inventory and Parallax letter 1 containing the authorization number and IORI number. Number 3. Follow their instructions for what you do at the UK border. Making a sale at the fair. If you have travelled to the fair, even if you shipped beforehand and made a sale, you must take your client to the temporary admission sales point. This is a sales point dedicated to you at the fair. Do not take them to the normal sales point. Staff will explain the next steps to your client. After the fair. If you have travelled to the fair and are travelling back home with your work, you will need to recontact your agent about re-exporting the works that you did not sell. You must give them a copy of Parallax letter 2 and follow their instructions. You must tell them that you are re-exporting according to the customs procedure code 3153000.